Yeah.
Like this second,
Yes.
or the second a few seconds ago.
The minute a few hours ago. Seconds. Time.
Right.
Time is scary. Ooh, doesn't make sense.
Oh,
Some time.
I hear time is the hot water bath we all simmer. Is that a famous
Sure.
saying?
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, that's good.
I mean, that's a good analogy, actually.
I,
Just in the bath long enough, your skin gets wrinkly like you're old anyway. So yeah,
oh, okay. We're currently live twice at the same time.
that's not good.
We're live doing a Lower Decks episode 3 predictions, and we're live doing this live.
We'll cancel one of them.
It's private, and it is this as
What, this
well.
one?
No, the other one. That's interesting. You can live two things at the same time.
Huh.
I wonder if you choose bugging out today, as is the previous thing. Yeah, the other one's eight's watching. Huh. Okay. Let me send you. I assume you can see it, but let me send you a picture of that. Well, that's odd.
Yeah, best or scariest horror moments in Star Trek, says mine.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, guys, as with the previous batch, we're going to rank review the best of. So submit your moments. Last year you did. Right, do I dare end that stream and see what happens?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh, make sure end.
You know what's going on with the stream keys? It's like 2 days in a row where it's been funky.
And not even the funky chicken, the bad funky.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, we're all good. Yes, this is moments, guys. Last year we did episodes, but this can be really small moments, and I'm kind of excited. I'm waiting for people to submit like the Echeb Igor moment, because horror is not just jump scares, is not just, horror is also body horror, is creep, is mind games, right? The horror spectrum is quite a lot, and I'm happy to say, like the moment. I was giving things slightly away, but the moment that, gosh, I don't remember the name, but the Vidian guy rips off the face of the Starfleet guy and puts it on his face, and it's excellently done makeup, is pretty horrific as body horror, because also the emotional impact of the moment ain't great. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty broad spectrum. All right, I'm gonna start sharing. See you in a second.
Guys, hit that like button. And Olivia, do you mean when they blast him so that he does kill the guy and he blows up? Or when just the thing comes out? Because that's not super scary. Anyway, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us. Share these around, do all the things. If you want to join us and help us on a monthly basis, there's a join button down there on YouTube, or you can head on over to Patreon/Trekyards, where you can also support us on a monthly basis. And we'd appreciate it immensely if you could do either one of those things or both. Or super chat in with a $5 to give us your scariest Trek moments, or PayPal. If you send a PayPal of $5, that's worth two. So you can put in two instances of scary moments via PayPal. So it's 2 for 1 over on PayPal. So, um, but yeah, we look forward to hearing what you guys come up with, because you always come up with the coolest stuff. And we are looking forward to talking about it and ranking it. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. There we go. All right. So, um, also there are links down below in the description of every video to our Teespring and our TeePublic store. So grab yourself some cool Trekyards merch or other merch, as the case may be. We are eager for you guys to click the link. All right, and sorry about the technical difficulties, but yeah, there's been some problems with the stream keys and stuff the last 2 days, so We apologize for the lateness of our starting and whatnot. So, but yes. Do the things. Look forward to hearing from you.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back, baby.
Oh,
Da-dum
good.
dum da-dum. Yes. All right. I'm very intrigued as to what you fine people are gonna say. Oh, you've met
Me too.
the chart's now smaller. That's interesting. Let me make that the size again.
Oh, I didn't do anything to it. Weird.
There's definitely some um thingies in the machine right now. What's it called? Ghost machine.
Yeah,
This has
or
not been
gremlins.
there you go. It's not been as straightforward tech wise.
Well, it's getting close to Halloween. All the machinery is spooked.
Yeah, it knows what's coming. Especially with the AI stuff we do tomorrow of showing confusing things. Yeah. So yeah, you guys submit. You guys know the drill. Interested to see what you think. And there's, I think, personal preference, right? Personal scare factor, but can it be objective as well? And does at the time matter?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what you guys come up with. You always come up with the craziest stuff, so
All right.
in a good way.
Have you got the first two? And in the super chats, I see things are appearing.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
What do you want me to do then? Talk to the audience?
No. No. Whatever. Do you want me to get the images, or do you want to get them?
I don't know what you were
was pulling
doing.
in some other stuff.
Okay. If you want to, I
I'm not
can.
doing anything.
Okay, let me start looking. Okay.
I asked for clarification from Olivia about it, her
Ah.
first one, and I don't think I got it. No. Because I asked her, is it the image where they blast him and he blows up, or is it just the thing coming out of his mouth? Or going into his mouth? Well, he said it was parasite spawn pop out of the poor guy, and so that would be the mother creature, I would think.
Right. Now, what do you think when you think horror? It's probably problematic that my first thought was the eye torture for each ab. Yeah, that's brand new.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking.
I don't know. What is the first thing I think of? Honestly, the Charlie X girl with no face. That kind of body horror that Spock or that Star Trek tends to do very often.
I wouldn't even remember that. You're saying that. I can vaguely remember it, but it's such a moat and gone. It's like the lady being in the floor in the teenage episode. It's like, and gone.
Yeah, but it's something that really stuck with me when I was younger.
Yeah.
So that's one of the first things I think of.
Yeah.
Just how no face. How does she breathe? Is she gonna be okay? Like what's
I don't think she's gonna be okay. No. To be honest, I don't think that's in the equation. Okay. Yeah. So Okay. So something very grounded. Interesting.
Or like all of the bodies popping up in the morgue around Beverly.
Yeah, we talked about that previously. Dear me. So there's
Olivia.
Yeah, there's a starting one.
$5. A parasite spawn pop out of the poor guy in conspiracy. Yes. Now,
boy, the remaster, eh?
Right? Yeah, just the thought of having something living inside you is pretty icky. Just parasitic, and this being the leader of all the parasitic bluegills was an odd thing as well. Visual was kind of disturbing seeing him blow up, but then the puppet showed up, and it's like it's not so scary anymore because it's kind of stupid. Uh, this is a mixed bag, honestly. The whole idea around it is terrifying. The visual and stuff, maybe not so much.
I think
but
it's also worth saying these are moments, so moments does not mean scene. So if you're saying this moment, you can throw in every moment of this episode until you say otherwise. This would be the singular moment you've asked for because it's not the same moment as his head blowing up, right? Those are moments, so it's a scene, but this is specifically moments. Yeah, I mean the body being disintegrated is pretty gruesome, and this thing's a great design, and it's a great like everything it's doing well. What else could they done at the time or done better? I guess maybe light it less evenly because it's certainly not scary, but it's part of a you also not meant to be able to freeze frame it and look at it, right? It's meant to be
yeah,
so it's kind of this is kind of unfair for how we're watching it, but you would have thought they'd have made it darker, less well lit, but it's still in a very bog standard Federation room, right?
yes, yeah. So for me, it's not super scary, honestly, or spooky. Like there's different categories here. There's
Yeah.
spooky, there's psychological terror, there's just
Mm-hmm.
grotesque, like
Body horror.
you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this one, hmm,
Mm.
I kind of want to rank it a C.
Mm. Can I say what's not scary though in this scene?
What?
The fact that you can 2 for 1 on PayPal, trekyards@hotmail.com, 2 for 1 ideas, or you can put in 5 and send one to the chat as well. Just saying, because we want lots of these in the thing. So if you're going to think about doing it, do PayPal 2 for 1. Huzzah. Yeah, I know what you mean. It feels. There are other moments in the episode I would say were higher, but certainly the chest disintegrating and this creature being in it, which makes her a meat suit because obviously he hasn't got internal organs anymore, which means he's just an absolute figment of who he was. That's kind of horrific as well. Right. Like it's not like a gold from Stargate wraps around your spinal cord or a chest burster where it goes in between everything and then destroys it going out. They can fit. This thing is just overriding everything else, and that's pretty. I think the body horror of it, the concept as I just expressed, makes it at least a C. But the silliness of the puppet keeps it as a C. I think that's absolutely fair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, good way to start out. Thank you, Olivia.
Yeah. So it's fun how conspiracy can stand the test of time in certain ways. Season 1, man. Season 1.
Yeah. The Bad Trojan, $5 when Worf devolved. That's probably a better picture there. Calling
Yeah,
for the
I
Jeffries too.
I was looking.
I was looking too. That's what was confusing me at first when you were like, um, there's a good one of him standing by the door, but I can't find it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
but yeah, Bad Trojan when Worf devolved. Yeah, in the episode Genesis. Um,
Genesis?
yes, Genesis. How can you be deaf with ears like that?
Hey, they're normal sized ears. What the fuck? You're so mean to me.
Anyway,
That joke never gets old. It
no.
should. It doesn't. Sorry. Now go while I find the next 2.
Yeah. So a proto Klingon, an early ancestor to the Klingon peoples, I guess. Um, yeah, utterly terrifying. If you take into account how Klingons act these days, how would something from back then with no kind of moral code at all act? It would just be brutal, terrifying monster. And yeah, you don't really get a great shot of it in the episode, and I still can't find the one I was looking for, but that's okay. I got this one of it in the Jeffries tube, and it's pretty horrifying. It could bash through the doors. It was bashing on the door, putting dents in it. Um, but this whole episode is like a haunted house episode, so it's got that spooky kind of lights off kind of vibe, and it's not. It's a different kind of scary again than for the conspiracy bug for sure. Um, yeah, just being hunted by something you're not quite sure what it is in dark. Um, I don't know where to place this as far as this chart as of the second, so I like to hear what you have to say.
Well, it's certainly in the xenomorph
Mm,
styling, right? It's
yeah.
not literally because he's far less capable. Xenomorph can hang on things, has acid blood, etc., etc. But this thing is more intelligent, I would say. It animalistically intelligent, but I think Xenomorph is more instinct. This, I think, was making choices. And it sounds silly, but
Mm,
I'd give this more of a higher brain while still being dumb. So it's more like a dangerous animal. I guess like a dinosaur, like that level of like it's got a bit more
mm,
smart versus just a pure animal. And so in the episode, I mean, it was going to break through every wall, so pretty
yeah.
dangerous. And it's definitely scary the fact that it's your friend because anything we do to it, we might be killing
Good
Worf.
point.
That ain't
Good point.
good.
Yeah.
That ain't good. So I think it's definitely, but that, as opposed to the conspiracy, they really hid it. So you know what they're going for here, but you can't really see it in your mind's eye.
Hmm.
But also, it's just Worf with. And it wasn't Michael Dorn because why would it need to be Michael Dorn? So it's obviously stunt guy.
Yeah, probably.
Michael Dorn just to the week off. Yeah, it's definitely intimidating, but I think because I know it's Worf, I guess you also have the main character conundrum. Like, it would have been amazing if they actually killed him and then had to like recruit him from a Parallels episode. Like recruit another
Yeah.
quantum, like something silly, like a really surprising end of season. It's like, whoa, you killed Worf? Yeah, we got out, but we killed him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be a bold move.
So I would say D because it's intimidating, but I say the body horror is more gross, disgusting in C. Plus, I understand this that I don't understand, and
They
this
say
is
D.
curable. His was not curable, so that's more scary. And if you want to go as far as it was a queen, this is just a guy. So just intimidating, yeah. No, D under.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Would you agree? Is that what you were thinking, or?
No, I was thinking A personally because
Oh shit.
it's kind
Oh
of a terrifying. But I like your rationale, so I'm fine with putting it at D.
well, that's a hell of a. That's hell of a. I mean, let's start the chat. Let's ask the chat then, because that is a big old disparity.
Okay, chat. Where would you place Genesis Worf? Devolve Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, I'm doing a poll. Uh, huh? Because I just yeah. Because I thought yeah I was lowering my score as I was talking. I would have gone higher normally, but then I sort of talked it through to myself. Hmm. Hmm. And yeah, putting 2 for 1, guys. That is a fun thing to be able to do.
So this is what the poll is about. This guy here
Mm-hmm.
from Genesis. Just so you guys. Let's see how many people are here. We have currently 20 people here and 18 likes. Hit that like button.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get
Mm-hmm.
those likes up
Mm-hmm.
to 20. Go vote on the poll.
You guys have now the power. At least some power. Not all the power.
No.
Mm-hmm. It is there. What to do?
Bum, 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 bum. All right. Well, we have 7 votes currently. Any more guys? There's 20 of you here. Go vote on the poll.
It's your time to get your
Uh,
argument. Your you know. Technically, they can move it after the fact, but you know.
yes. Only 8 votes. Well, why don't you guys want to vote? Don't you want to be part of the decision making? He kind of looks like a Jemadar. A little bit, yeah.
Hmm. That would have been a. Imagine using that as a Discovery Klingon part of the equation. Showing this and being like, wow, we took the design language from. From from TNG, and then they said, Takuba Mark found proto Worf, found proto Klingons in a cave, and he reverse engineered and made us a more powerful. That'd be great.
Sure. Yeah.
Discovery season 1,
Oh my God, don't.
Although it's funny, I saw a post by Nick Cook from a while ago saying that he thought TNG season 1 is by far the worst season of TNG, undisputably. And someone commented saying Discovery is much worse, and then Nick, this is like a few years ago, Nick re-replied saying, no, I think it's objectively far worse. And I'm thinking,
Yeah. You know what's scarier than a proto Klingon though?
yeah. Yes, the Laurel's bare naked. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got 11 votes
Yes,
on this poll.
We gave you time to vote, guys. We gave you time.
The winner is C with 45%.
Okay, so either me, lower than you. That's probably where we're going to go anyway. Yeah. Fair dues.
Put that right there.
All right. All right. Okay. Doubling the TNG. We've got a lot of not TNG to come, so good stuff. Good stuff. And you've got the next 4.
PayPal?
Yeah, you got the next 4.
Okay, we'll scroll on into PayPal here. So we've got classic for real from the episode Cat's Paw, when Kirk and Spock confront the giant cat for the first time. The giant pussy cat. Not scary.
Oh,
I'm sorry. That whole episode, like Cat's Paw, I know it's supposed to be like trick or treat Halloween, and it had the dungeon and all that. But honestly, the giant cat, the effects weren't great. The shadow on the wall wasn't super intimidating. Not really scary in my opinion, so it's going to be a low score from me. I know the intent behind it, but it didn't quite deliver. Maybe at the time it was more scary, but by the time I saw it, I was so just desensitized with all the other stuff on TV.
I mean, picture it in 4:3, black and white for a lot of people, and then a tiny box with bad sound, right? Once you have those criterion, it becomes far scarier. Not HD on your 50-inch, 80-inch TV, you know. And it's funny, I don't know if it was, because he has a habit of joking, as our classic. I didn't know if he was joking that it was a giant, because I was scrolling to try and find the picture, and all I could find was this image of a clear cat. I was like, oh, he's joking. It's not really but I guess there is for a moment, as you were confirming there.
Yeah.
And I mean, is it below an F? Is the question? Because if they're 0% scary, do they even get on the?
No, I think this one would be on the chart for sure.
Okay.
I mean, there's this image which is absolutely terrifying of this cat. If I can, come on slides, there we go. Of it walking through the hallways. Look how big it is.
Sorry, that was
right.
And there's a full size set. That's what you're saying. That's what you're telling me, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I can see the polystyrene grain.
I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah. So it's going to be an F. I will keep it on the chart because
Fair enough. Keep it in play.
It might get bumped off the chart. I don't know.
Depends if there's something less scary but still slightly scary that's more scary but not as scary. The scary, the scary. Okay.
Don't ask me. I just work here. All right. And his next one is when Boimler steps aboard the USS Osler for the first time. And yeah, I guess that's scary. Look at all the creatures in the background. Eyes and horns and weird shapes everywhere. I would never have considered this one. But I guess it's scary to some people, so...
Well, it's unnerving, isn't it? All of the possible...
genetic mutations.
Yeah. All the bad times. And I'll always remember that episode where we got our first contact uniform and we were like, aha, finally! Finally! Yeah. Things will have happened. We get it. Yeah, definitely unnerving. And I do remember vibing the uncertainty of what the hell is happening, and this can't be a Starfleet ship, really. There's gonna be some other thing happening because what? Like, why is the ship in ultra red alert and but not? And it's definitely atmospheric in a way Cat's isn't. Atmospheric has to play a part. So I mean, it's also how atmospheric can it be for a 27-minute Rick and Morty cartoon, right?
Yeah.
So I would give it a D for atmosphere.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they they have some fun with it. Odd, it was very unmemorable in the sense that I had to really think about it. But it's a small part of a big episode, right?
Yeah. And we'll get to back to super chats in a second. We'll finish up with Classic for Reals next. PayPal.
Yes.
P.S. You're welcome, Olivia. TNG season 1 Justice when Wesley is sentenced to death.
Yes.
That does not belong on the list. I know he would have a below F1. Catspaw wasn't it. This is it.
Yeah, I mean, bizarre, confusing, great jumper.
Sure.
But yeah, I wouldn't say scared. Although you could argue that the uncertainty of if this society can be reasoned with, you know, right? If this is a weird, nonsensical rule, well, I mean, there's some sense, just a stupid sense. So you could argue it's like, oh no. Although it certainly lowers the scare factor if you could just phase your way out easily or beam them up at any point. Or does the
I would have got him out of there immediately, but Picard's like, we have to obey their laws. And then they found out about the thing in orbit, and yeah. I hate that episode because as a captain I'd be like,
yeah. Ouch. Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely an F, but I think we've now got a nice 2 slots the way it's framed. So I think lower than F, lower in F. I think it's fair to say. Yeah, that's yeah. And guys, just for clarity, I have to find these. So if you could tell me the episode, that'd be great.
Yeah.
As well, because obviously it can only go as fast as we can find stuff, and it's me having to find stuff. So help me out.
Bad Trojan. I am sure he has no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, I've got a white snot monster up there. So there you go.
Oh, maybe that's.
I mean, if you don't tell me, if you're not specific, then I mean. Yeah. But can I be classic? There's one more on that.
The next part of PayPal's one, yep, or PayPal's one. Classics one. And the Section 31 movie, when it was confirmed, it was going to be the inevitable thing.
Which I overrode and changed to being the scary moment where you realise that Cyborg Man killed himself because the bug was in him, and he.
Which is a shame because he's like the only characters that I liked. But apparently he's not dead. He could come back.
Yeah. So I spotted this moment because this is genuinely quite a body. I try to find the moment where the drill, but it's it's like 1 second. It's really quick. So this is the visual. It's pretty disgusting, and it's a pretty good moment because we were wondering how and why, and suicidal drill is a pretty. It wasn't nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a horrific thing to think about that you're not in control of your body, but you're still conscious of what the hell's going on and what's happening to you. And you're the one doing it. It's an awful concept. And like I said, this guy I liked. He was a character I kind of enjoyed, and it was upsetting to find out that he was the one that was screwing them all over, and as a result killed himself. So
and Sussy Guru, I don't know what episode it is, so unless you tell me, we're gonna have to skip it because I can't find that. As in, what episode is that? I don't know. So tell me.
I can find that. I can find that one for you if you want to talk about this one.
No clue what episode that's in. No, I think this is a pretty good body horror. And yeah, like you say, the idea that he's conscious of everything. I mean, it could have almost been the entire movie. He was a spy for the baddie, for one of the baddies the whole time, and was saying and doing things he couldn't control but could see. It would be quite a, kind of like a Gould from Stargate, right? They are very conscious of what they're doing, and it's horrible. And they don't have to stop it. Yeah. So I think probably could have gone further in the horror for this if they really wanted to. But I feel I feel this is a C for just gross, effective, ness. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. C is, I think, good for this one. I was
Yeah,
kind of wondering what I would place this at, so I'm glad you kind of said that.
yeah. Like I think conspiracy is more gruesome visually, which seems odd that a 35-year-old TV show would be more gruesome. But this has implications that are also pretty gruesome, potentially, right?
Yeah.
So like psycho torture, etc.
Okay. So yeah, C it is. We will put that at C.
Yeah, but I think a fair shout. I put it myself.
Perfect. All right. Moving back to super chats.
Mm-hmm.
The moment when Janeway taunts the clown as he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
Fear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much about this episode, but I remember I don't like it. So I don't know if that's helpful at all. But I don't think it's scary or spooky at all, really. It's kind of cruel that or if you feel a little bit bad for this guy, but at the same time he's a dickhead, so it's fine too.
Big old dickhead.
Mm.
Yeah, this is definitely my cat's paw in that this was so effective, just thematically and visually, and with incredible attention to detail, just how they frame the shots and you know the literal metaphor, which might be an oxymoron, but he's a program, and how do you define a program? This is death. Just everything is going dark around him, and the light going up down, and then he's in darkness to the voice, and the voice goes. And yes, the fact that it's not really Janeway, it's Hollow Janeway, but the fact that Janeway is cruel here to, like you say, taunt a dying man with death and
Mm.
making the AI itself admit it's afraid, which is what it causes, which is like beating it when it's down and then having it die, obviously turn it back on, like. But it's a really harsh moment. It's really well shot for simple as it is. The actors do a fantastic job. Um, I think if you are in the episode's vibe where you're not afraid of the clowns, the whole set of clowns, but like it's unnerving and the loss of control is tangible. You feel at the mercy the people who are very have been taunted by these people for years now. It's just a total lack of control, which in itself is scary, right? Which is why roller coasters have just loss of control at the time. You can't escape even if you wanted to. That's scary as well as
Yeah.
the view itself. So he represents a prison with no escape. And if you piss him off, he'll piss you off. And he can kill you. And he can cause pain. And he can... I think he does kill one of them and brings them back. Because it's all just... He can stop your heart and then restart it with a defib. And so you can
Yeah.
experience death and then come back. It's pretty gruesome shit. So this is psychological horror, right? With a little bit of body horror. If you're in the vibe of the episode, it's definitely a C.
Yeah.
If you don't care, it's an F. But then loads like Catspaw will be an F as well, right? Like it's not scary unless if you're not in the vibe, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you took the original Alien and up the brightness by 50%, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you have to sort of assume it's going to be in the vibe it's going for. So at least a C.
Yeah,
And
you kept talking me up as you were talking because I like that. The whole fading away
yeah,
into darkness. Yeah, that's really good.
that's the good and bad about psychological horror. It's not. It's a guy in a fucking clown costume, but that's not what it is. It's everything else.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think just as a filmmaker, I've always enjoyed that. It's very much like a stage play,
Hmm.
but with the advantage of hollowness. No, I always like that one. It's fun.
Fun in a creepy, scary kind of way. All right, cool.
Right, have you got Sussy's DS9 one then? I can do
Yes, I just put it up.
Super. I'll do Schisms.
The Bad Trojan, $5. Enterprise White Snot Monster. Now we're assuming you mean this.
Which, in fairness, you could be killed by it. That's not good.
Yeah. Um, this wasn't the one that where it was a nursery, was it? Because where
Oh no,
Archer got.
no,
Oh, okay, okay.
no. That's way better and way later. uh,
Oh, this is like what their first away mission for Hoshi.
Maybe there's
Where
like
they
three episodes that are similar in terms of they get captured by an alien that's not. There's not the computer one where they're in the brain.
okay.
But I the only thing I remember about this one is that they very much were trapped,
Hmm.
and if I'm right correctly, I don't know if I am. I really don't. I think the whatever they're in is also like made them cold, and that'll kill them after a while.
Mm.
Obviously hunger as well, but there was a real like trapped sense. I mean, this is actually quite an impressive little setup here as well, because these people are on harnesses, of course, but like that looks like that's quite
Hmm.
effective for yeah. But I think it's just the fear
Yeah.
of not being able to escape, which is God. The fact that a box, oh, I mean, someone put it in, but the fucking bitch in DS9 who puts them in the cargo container in the sun, that's freaking scary,
Oh, yeah.
right? Just
It's
because
gonna be scary.
claustrophobia, heat, sensation, living nightmare, can't escape. That's pretty
Yeah.
horrifying. So they're similar, but not quite.
Yeah. So, well, for this one, this is very similar to a lot of things we've seen before, like in Alien, where they cocoon the humans up. Also, the Gorn in Strange New Worlds do the same kind of thing. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and the white goop mucus stuff that they use in these episodes is quite disturbing. So, um, and being able to be conscious, to be talking to your friends who are
Uh-huh.
also in it. I mean, yeah,
And Bad Trojan, I don't know. I knew the first part, but I don't know how. I don't remember the second part. If I'm in the MyCL network, tells which episode because it does not ring a bell. Those two sentences together. But for me, this is
yeah,
not. This is kind of simple. Not simple. It kind of just gives me Spiderwebs vibes.
yeah,
I don't. For this, I don't think it holds up particularly. And the fact it's kind of a one-dimensional threat, whereas at least the Boimler one, there's layers to it. So I'm gonna say F, but just because I don't remember it enough to give it,
yeah. Yep, I'll put it at F. That's cool. All right.
Boy, Stuart, have we ever been 35 minutes in and not an B, A, or S?
No, no, I don't think so.
That feels yeah, which I'm kind of enjoying. This is kind of interesting to like because there's no wrong answer here. It's just the gradients. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Sassy Guru 2000, €5. The moment when the guy on DS9 went into the holosuite expecting to get jiggy with Hollow Kira, only to get a horny Quark. I've been waiting for you. Yeah, it's basically Kira's body with Quark's head. And I don't think that's scary at all. I think it's kind of humorous. I mean, it would be
Oh, I
a little
thought you were gonna say kind
off-putting.
of arousing for a second. I genuinely
No, no,
thought
no,
you were gonna
no,
curveball
no,
me there.
no, no. It would be a little off-putting in the moment, considering you're going in there for a specific thing. But scary? Nah, this is not scary. This is going to be an F for me, just because it's absolutely. I guess it is body horror, kind of. But I mean, paper bags are cheap. It's Kira's body. I don't know. You could work with that. Anyway, it's not scary, is what I'm trying to say.
That should be a shirt. Paper bags are cheap. It's a great quote. Guys, those are the Trekyards canon. Add that into your bank. Wow.
Need to have a picture of a Gorn with thrusting nipples and a paper bag on its head.
Ooh.
Thrusting nipples of power, and
And
on the
he's
back, paper
shouting,
bags are cheap.
"We got a new ship, we got a new ship."
We need to come up with some new art for the store for sure. Anyway,
Oh,
uh, yeah. So in my opinion, not scary. This is going to be an F for sure. This is more of a humorous
yeah,
moment.
played for humor is tricky because there can be funny horror, and it wouldn't be a great day, but the person isn't like locked in to the scenario, so they can just walk out. So it's more of a funny jump scare.
Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely feels on the level of justice. It's like it's not great, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta be an F, I think. Ah, interesting,
All right. Next
interesting.
up.
And in fairness, Trek is not a horror show, right? I'm not. I think we're reviewing it as a scare factor, not necessarily in its own context. Because by its own
When you,
metric, conspiracy would be an S. Because for the time, that was freaking horrible.
yeah.
But that's not how we're doing this. So I'm pretty. This is interesting. This is really interesting.
No. Yeah, I mean, you say that, but I remember 2 or 3 like 4 years ago, I watched the YouTube video, and I wish I could find it again because I've tried, talking
Mm.
about how Star Trek is essentially just horror.
Oh, I've seen part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes into quite a bit of detail, especially for TOS and stuff,
Mm.
of the horror, like some body horror and stuff like that. And it's like, never really thought about it that way, but now that
Yeah.
you're describing it, yeah,
Well, they said something along the lines of the fact that you die every time you just do your job and leave the ship, and a clone of you gets born.
yeah,
And
yeah,
also, they said like the fact that you have total control of working, you just got to follow the. You don't really have autonomy in your own world, and yeah, it sounds great until it isn't. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that.
All right, but Jay Donaldson, five
Oh,
dollars. TNG Schisms,
uh-huh.
where they're in the holodeck putting together
Oh
that
yeah.
they've all been abducted and experimented on.
And to clarify, he's saying that moment and not the moment they face them. This is a specific moment because we're doing moments here. So yeah, very very fair.
Well, this has an eerie vibe to it for sure. The way it's set up and them all kind of it's sparking memories in each of them. Um, Plus the lighting in the holodeck, dude, turn on a fucking light. Like,
Doing it to
why are
themselves,
you
aren't
doing?
they?
Yeah, why are you doing this just for the sake of it? But anyway, yeah, this scene interests me for much different reasons, though. I love seeing the holodeck working and like, them making
Working.
changes. Sometimes the changes that the holodeck does, based on what they said, don't really make a ton of sense, but whatever. Um, but yeah, it is a creepy moment. It's got kind of an eerie music going on as well, and I thought the scariest moment at all for this in this episode for me. It's more of a intriguing, like, ooh, technology kind of moment, but it is a scary episode for sure. That the clicking is kind of the creep factor for me, and seeing Riker get abducted off his bed, just um, yeah. So there's a lot more creepy things than this scene. This scene is cool, and I love that they're playing off each other and each kind of, oh yeah, things are sparking there, getting triggered with more that they do. So spooky factor for this one is episode wise pretty high. Scene specific though, not super awesomely high for this one.
I don't know if there's a creepier scene that we're gonna find today. And I can challenge you to find it because it's eerie and creepy, right? The fact that
Mm.
they all,
Was an eeriness for sure. Yeah.
the fact that because the fact that you don't know what's real anyway, the fact that they all can't express what they're feeling, and yet they can in a very scripted way because of course they're doing, it's fine, but like it's like one thing after another, and they all have this shared nightmare, and people are people still, right? So they know nightmares, they all think this could be a nightmare, but they can all express the same nightmare in the same way and fine tune it. Like imagine turning a nightmare into physical in front of you, how much
Mm.
dread that would give you, and a slow burn. And I think it's done in very few cuts as well. It's a really
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
and also the absolute, let's be honest, we associate brushed metal silver tables and chairs with dentists rooms, and dentist it goes further to surgery goes further to horror surgery.
Yes, surgical and then morgue as well.
Yeah, so it adds layers, all these little things, and everyone looks tired who aren't an advisor, can't see this shot, but like it's layers upon layers. And in the episode as well, the music, like you said, I've got a really good scene I'm really proud of in my next in the end of November release. I'm really proud of how the music adds, like, tells the story that the visuals are trying to tell with the music, and this music really does
Oh yeah.
that. So I would give
Yeah,
this an easy B because I think it is the
yeah.
best moment so far we've had.
Okay.
Yeah.
The eeriness of the total package, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really successful. And I think Voyager would have also been a B had it had less silly, but that it's part of the
Mm.
story, right? It's fine. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Uh, all right. I guess we're jumping to PayPal now.
I'm just keep finding them, Stuart. Whichever you want to do, I just keep trying.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, there's so many, but there's a lot to keep track of. So yes, tell me the episodes. And I'm not necessarily challenging you to find me an S, but I'm interested in what an S and a. If you guys can, you know, I mean, you kind of are also doing like a you're working to the professors. You're trying to find something you think we're gonna think is scary,
Mhm.
but that's also fair. Yeah.
Um, TNG Code of Honor, the look of terror when the one guy accidentally pricks himself and dies. Well, he doesn't prick himself. The glove gets hurled at him and he catches it
Oh yeah, I couldn't find that.
in his chest. Um,
And have me talk about stuff.
that's
Skip the
fine.
next
We'll
one.
just move on. Yep. Mark Lawrence, Moopsie.
Uh,
And those teeth are first shown on LOL, Prodigy. Oh, Prodigy's the next one. Moopsie. Not terrifying at all. Cute and adorable. Although the does take out the swamp. I forget what they call it, swamp. Whatever. Yeah, it jumps on them, sucks their bones dry. So they're just a bag of nothing. Kind of gross. But super cute at the same time. And Moopsie. Like it's not scary. Uh its potential as a predator, I guess, is kind of scary, but for me, this is probably a D if you're gonna go there because it has potential to be terrifying in the right circumstances.
yeah, this is the scare of contrasts, right? How many of the horror movies of the 70s and 80s would be a cute something turned evil? Same concept. This adorable little dog will jump on you and devour you all in one big horrible, horrible, and then not, and because he's smiling afterwards, doesn't think anything of it, and that's unnerving. But because Lower Decks is still trying to be funny, they play into it still as the comedy angle way more than the horror angle, even though conceptually. So I think they underserve their own premise by being just so floofy. As a villain character, it's great. Like dangerous wise, actually very very successful. But I think as a scary, it's too fun to be that scary. Even if they're trying to give that as a potential. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you think D's good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a tricky one, that one, because yeah, it's a conceptually scary, but also
Yeah.
I think had it had a second form, right? Like after it was fed enough, it would open up and like fight think the Marvels creature, and then like it burp out a bone, and the bone turns to dust. Like if it had another layer of horror, then that would be much much worse.
We'll pull in classics one. This
Yeah.
is the scene right after the one he was talking about, but that's okay.
Well, he's been it
Um,
shows it easier, right?
yeah, but he wanted to look on his face like
Uh,
it's fine, it's fine. Um, Not scary. It's kind of humorous actually. Um, I don't find it to be terrifying at all. If anything, I would this is going to get an F from me.
hmm. Yeah, I was trying to think if I could sidestep this for anything scary in the episode, but I couldn't think of a single thing that's scary.
Racism.
Well, I mean, look at the summary. It's racism in this shot.
I'm going to put it at F. But
Yeah, not one of your best, worst, worst, best, worst.
it's a stretch. It's a stretch to put this in.
It's not great though. I you know.
And then Mark Lawrence says the rest of his PayPal is the planet that hunted them and possibly
Yes.
and Prodigy,
Uh-huh.
possibly the home planet of the Hirogen.
Yeah, home system.
Yes.
We know that for sure.
That was a pretty scary episode, actually, as far as Prodigy goes. I mean,
Mhm.
have the whole planet being against you,
Yeah,
and
yeah, literally.
tricking your senses, making you like hear things and see things, as that's absolutely an awful thing. So, yeah, this is pretty scary when you break it down. Someplace you wouldn't want to be, uh, and yet to be, you know, the whole planet's after you. Like, come on, think about that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty terrifying.
it's even like an immovable force object situation. You know, the fact that the planet is sentient and it wants to screw with you to, I suppose, eat you. And this is why I picked this one, because this is not Gwendala. This is a fake Gwendala who's being fake eaten to make the Divine not go after them, blah, blah. Yeah, taunting Dahl with Janeway. It's definitely, if this was in, say, Voyager, with some practical effects and some CG, and could take it a bit darker than animated, it'd be less giant in scope, but I think they could push it further, like Tricky that never got home, etc., etc. You know, something dark. But I think conceptually this is great. I remember various of things are like, oh no to the people. But yes, this is definitely limited by the show it's in. That's a tricky one.
I think C's a good spot for it for now.
Yeah, when you have the conceptualness to it, yeah. That's a tricky one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the most dangerous thing so far of the entire, you know.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally a planet.
All right, next up is a PayPal from Classic For Real. You're welcome, Sam. DS9 episode Paradise, Cisco, and the damn boss.
Guys, he put in a real one. Oh my god.
Again, this wouldn't like I wouldn't think of this one myself as horror. It's just this episode just pisses me off in general. And I am claustrophobic, but I just would never have put this on a list of scary moments from Star Trek. So,
okay,
confinement, I guess, sure, but it's not a scary episode. It's just an
well,
episode that makes me very viscerally mad because I just want to punch that bitch in the head. I wouldn't have taken Cisco's. No, I wouldn't have done that. It's bullshit.
it's a great episode though.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
it's really great.
Yeah.
I mean, if an episode can make you feel, that means
sure.
it's a success, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, this, I'm not claustrophobic per se, but I would fucking hate this beyond belief. Right?
I think everyone would. Nobody would have a good time in here.
Well, but some people can't turn their brains off. I don't know if I
cannot.
Yeah, so I feel the visceral dread from the concept of this. And can you imagine the heat? I mean, no, you know, it's gonna suck. It's an oven slashed with whatever. And the fact that there's something, I think the fact that it's so simple is also the mental torture of it. You know, we don't need technology to destroy you. We just need a little box. And it is a little box. I mean, it might sound silly. For me, this is scarier than Moopsy because as a concept, it's so simple and mental torture. Like, you can run from Moopsy. This thing will break you.
Yeah. I think we'll put it at C then. It's just my mind state. I would never consider this being a scary moment.
If you're claustrophobic, this will probably be an S.
Well, I am claustrophobic, but I still wouldn't.
If you were not Captain Stuart Foley of Trekyards, Fighter of the Tholians, it'd be an S.
But again, it's just people that you're dealing with that are putting you in here. It's not anything supernatural or unexplainable.
Yeah, Moopsy's just a dog.
Not scary.
Yeah,
it's not a dog.
It's just a space dog. Yeah.
It's not a space dog.
Dogs like bones. It likes bones. What's the difference?
That's true.
Thank you.
That's a good call. Yeah. All right. Go back to the super chats, I guess.
Excellent.
Bad Trojan, $5.
And thank you, guys.
Sucked into the network, the vessel that transports her.
Yeah. See that. I was thinking vessel as in ship, but you meant the thing that transports her. So I'll be honest. I remember this now. I've done it, but the fact they had to dedicate like 3 episodes to inventing a friend to talk to Tilly, to get her to go into my SEAL network, to find Hugh, to bring him back in the middle of the season, just so we can get Colb back because they realized it was a really bad mistake killing him. Boy, they fucked up to have to do that.
This image then?
Yeah, it's the Discover one. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember anything you just said happening.
Yeah, remember, it was like 4 episodes. We had this lady friend who was like, "Oh, Tilly, I'm your friend. Like, why can no one see you? And then they
I
just
can
mess
sort of
all.
remember that.
It just it's this mid-season thing. It's like, damn, we shouldn't have killed Kolber. No, you shouldn't. And then they find him like a corner of the ship. The ship's like dripping. We reviewed it, Stuart. We did our job. Are you saying it's not memorable? Despite them literally crashing the ship into my seal network and, you know.
I don't remember any of it. And now you're saying like little pieces. I remember her friends, but
Yep.
I don't remember where that went.
I just told you.
I know, but you remember more than I do.
I didn't even scroll very much.
Wow.
I
All
know.
right, I just place it somewhere. I don't know.
That's the funny thing. People say season two is better, but like there's a lot of shit in season two, man. A lot of shit. Oh, I mean D. Claustrophobic and gross, but nothing beyond that. It's not a fun time, but it's like almost too sci-fi, right? Getting pulled into a cocoon that pulls you into my seal network is like my brain can't comprehend it enough to necessarily be afraid of it. And at a certain point, you just got to give in. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm trapped in my seal network. Okay. And
All right.
if Kolber can survive, right?
Yeah.
Oi, oi.
Dennis V, 5 pounds. What about the scene from Night Terrors where in the morgue with all episode is kind of eerie. That whole episode. Yeah, this pretty scary moment. Again with the musical sting as well, really adds to it, and just the ambiance of having, again, it was a darker set. I think that it was a morgue at night, so it was like low lighting, uh, and you heard the sound of the sheets before she turned, and then it was just, yeah, this is a terrifying moment for many people. And the fact that they're just in white sheets as well, so it's like reminiscent of just the old style kind of ghost costume. But sitting up straight, not moving. Yep. Never want that to happen to me. My dad, who worked as an EMT for 34 years, he would often have to transport dead bodies in the elevator. And a lot of times when gas escapes the body, they moan, they groan, and sometimes they move a little. So he had a few moments like that stuck in an elevator, which is not ideal. So yeah, I totally would never want this to happen. So absolutely terrifying moment.
And of course, we're going to disagree on this because this is one that hits you in a way it doesn't hit me. So I'll let you place it in the end. And for me, this is slightly scary by the fact that we know it's not real. So it is just a thing in her brain tricking her, right? So it's not. Most of the things in this have some semblance of reality. This is purely fiction. And obviously, it cuts away from that to them being back on their beds. So it's very much. It's a very gentle jump scare and then resets, right? It's the promise of what could be scary, not actually being scary. Like had the things come off and there been corpses, dripping flesh, her and various, like they could have upped the ante of scare, right? But it's the abstract and then removed. So for me, it's a medium because it's a see and then move on moment, without a particular thing. You know, I don't remember. What was the main episode of the story about this? Because it's like brain affecting. What's the main plot? I can't recall.
Is in this 2 moon circle where they're talking to
Mm,
Troy because they need hydrogen and nobody's getting any sleep.
maybe
I think
because there's been a lot of dead bodies, which is not it's very regular in the show.
it's because they just found the ship with
Yes. Yep.
the one survivor, the Betazoid on it,
Yep. 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 Yep.
and they, yeah,
Yeah. So
but it got trapped in the same thing they did. So yeah.
I'll let you place final. I would have said probably a C if it was me, but I'll let you place it where you want to because this is a special one for you, Stuart. So place where you'd like.
I'll put it at B.
Alrighty.
Royston S. Bailey, $5. Frame of mind when Riker realizes he's talking to a lunatic and not to a resourceful co-conspirator. Even, especially as an adult, this episode is troubling. Uh, do we have? We don't have the image for it.
Oh, well, I do. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hate the episode frame of mind.
In a good way,
Importantly,
hopefully.
sure. I just don't think it's a very well done episode.
Oh,
Um, not scary, just confusing and troubling, especially the first time you watch it. But after you know what's going on, it's kind of like it's still that still gets you a little disjointed the way they put it together. So it does still have the effect of being troubling,
mm-hmm.
but and yeah, the idea that you're not sure what's real and what's not, and if you are in fact insane, I guess is scary, but not a huge one for me, honestly. Again, I'm not. It might come up if I was forced to talk about scary things in Trek, but
Which you have
wouldn't
been.
be wouldn't be very near the beginning of my list at all.
Mm. Yeah. Whereas for me, this is like I guess the filmmaking brain in me noticed this was so well shot when I first watched it because it's an amazing amazing bottle show, and the fact that it triples down its concept and then pulls a rug out of you. Like I even now, because there's like 5 fake outs, to know exactly what the plot is kind of hard. Because right? It's very unclear and it's very effective. And I mean that's probably one of Frakes' best performances because he goes absolutely to the depths of the character while still being Riker, not just Frakes. And then to couch it all in the idea of being a play and then levels of that. And it's one of those ones where you, just like with Future Imperfect, we always remember the plot but not the twist at the end. Which twist is the twist of the twist? Because he shoots a guy in this episode, but the guy then shatters, so that's also not real. But that was the 4th fake out, right? For me, this is definitely the mental torture episode of the entire TNG by a mile. So for me, this would be in the A category because it's so effective as an episode, as well as the creep factor. A personal preference, of course, but that would be my placement. I would say a very, very strong A. Where would you place it? Because we can ask the chat, right?
Well, if you want, I don't care. I don't really want to ask the chat, so A is fine.
Because both of B, those moments are like just moments. But I guess technically speaking, that was just a moment. Ooh, okay, wait, break it down. Hold on. Okay, for that moment then, go a C. Because that's not the best moment. The best moment is when he shatters the world. That's the scariest moment. But that moment when he talks to the lady is only a C because it's a really fun fake out. But it's not the best moment. Moment episode. That's important.
Okay. Perfect. The STEM support. Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
$5. In dark page when Loxana screams, "Get away from her!" It was so off character and startling, very well written. Yeah, and just looking at this screen grab, I mean, look at her. It is quite
Look at
disturbing. Very well acted.
And
yeah, kind of terrifying. Just Betazoids in general are just kind of terrifying with their all black eyes. Come on.
Yeah, which I never noticed until Trekyards, and you pointed it out like 5 years ago. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit.
It's probably one of the best of Loxana Troy like acting moments. But as far as this list goes, this moment, I'm probably going to say a B at the most.
Yeah, for me,
I don't remember what follows it necessarily.
Well, I remember catharsis and peace following it. I remember this is a tiny moment, which is moments, right? Like it's a harsh screech, but then it goes into this amazing, wow, this is your sister, and all that stuff. So I just remember this episode being positive while being sad. So the horror aspect is very low on the list of my recollection because it's such a non-big part of the piece, right? And yeah, you know,
Mm, D.
I was going to say D as well. Good moment for acting. It's going to be one of the higher acting moments, but yeah, not fun. I think her pink hair is more scary in DS9, but I'm.
All right, and then last super chat, then we'll switch back to PayPal's because I'm
Beautiful.
sure there's lots of delightful things over there to keep us busy.
Yes.
Sasiguro 2000, €5. The final moments of Goo Voyager and its crew in Course Oblivion. Oh, yes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say scary, I'd say disturbing and upsetting because knowing, like, this is a fucking great episode. Like, it really is. Um, one of the better Voyager episodes and moments for me personally. But as far as a scary horror type vibe, I mean, yeah, I mean, thinking you are real and then
Although they're referring to the
basically,
end, though, in fairness, so it's just the bit where they think they might live and then don't. Specifically the end.
yeah, it's just upsetting. It's not scary. It's not horrific, I don't think. It's just kind of upsetting and disturbing more than anything.
That makeup's great.
Yeah.
The fact they're not afraid to turn their sex symbol into disgusting, right? That because she was a character first and foremost,
Mhm.
right? And I can imagine many actresses. I'm the hot one. Don't lather me in this shit, right? So good on her. But that's the show, right? It wasn't
Yeah.
about that. It was just one aspect. Yeah, the end. I remember, like I said, well, I said that. And I forgot what we said. Affecting the upsetting. That was the word. That I think is the best way of framing that. It's such a powerful. We genuinely think they're going to live, and by live I mean like four of them left, and they're dying in the scene, and like there's a lot of we are dying. I mean, if we make this, it's
Mhm.
not about us surviving. It's about letting Voyager. They know, like, if I recall, it's about just being remembered and that they know we lived
Yep.
because like Balana died in his arms. That sucks, and Trekyard died. Like, it's horrible. They fully commit to the bit, and it's not just a holodeck cop out, and it's so much more powerful because they fail. And I think it says like a couple of hours. It was far enough to be they couldn't detect them, but it was like a couple of hours. It's just goo particulates, and it's real
Mm.
sad. So yeah, sentient creatures that just meant well. Oof.
And nobody remembers.
Yeah, but although it's interesting, and I don't know if you agree with this. It's strong because the concept of it and the execution, but it could be any other show with a space frame, right?
Hmm.
It's not really a Trek episode, but it better because of it. But it could be any other.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah. Hmm. See the board because it is a you feel that many things moment. I mean, seeing them is not nice. And I think there are moments where their skin bubbles and boils and goes blah, 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 which is right. Bit of body horror for sure. Um. What are you feeling? Because I think I have a placement.
I'm gonna say C.
Okay. I was thinking D just because it's the concept of the horror, mind wise, which follows more with the Boimler and the Loxana, versus the actual distinct like body horror moment. Like how we see one of them like disintegrate in front of us as well, like their face start to melt properly.
Mm.
That would have like upped it, but it's still conceptual. But would be my suggestion.
You said C. Sorry.
Well, I said D, but I could see why C,
D.
but I would say but I think it's more concept horror than actually scary. Although very not great. But if you want, yeah, I'm fine with either. Place it as you feel because it's pretty not nice.
Okay. And Terrence Child says the Borg implants in her body couldn't stop all that. Well, no, because she didn't have any real Borg implants in her body because it wasn't actually her. The Borg implants in her body were also the goo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
And they do say that her fake implants are doing something. That's why she's on the last to live.
yeah.
Which is amazing. They can replicate some level of Borgness, but yeah, that's still not real. Yeah. Plus, they had to have some people live long enough to have the story. Well, it's great. It's great as Kim. It could be anybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, real
All right,
setups of.
back to PayPal with classic for real. Picard season 1, episode 2, maps and legends, sheer fucking hubris. Talking about the episode, yeah, it's probably pretty awful. This moment in particular, it's not scary. It's just kind of what? It's not a horror moment. I'm sorry to say, it's going to be an F.
You say that,
We did, and I'm going to stick by it.
but think from this perspective, Stuart. It scared the franchise. Does that change your mind at all? You know,
No.
that's a random lady who we've never met can be a bitch to Picard for undisclosed reasons. One of the first F bombs in Trek. It's definitely this would be one of my top memes because it's just permeated such absurdity. Because you feel dirty as a Trek fan even saying it, but that's obviously the point of it. There's a stupid line. Are there any swear words in season 3? Did Terry write any swear words?
There's forwards in Discovery before this, though.
No, I know, but that's Discovery.
I don't know if there are any in season 3. That's a good question.
Yeah, because it's not really a Trek thing to do, those swear words. I mean, yeah, it's definitely an F, but it's a horrific slap in the face. Yes.
All right, so then Classic Real throws in $5 for 2 from the chat's choice.
Yes, one of which I was scouting is there we go. Empok Nor, and I picked Garrick serial killer, basically, as the you know, how scary is an evil Garrick?
It's very scary. The Dark Station, again, the haunted house feel, escaped mummies from their caskets and or zombies that have the ability and the desire to kill. That's all they have. That's all they have. Also, your guy that you don't really trust, but kind of trust, that you kind of grown to trust, but then not really trust,
And you should never
is with
really
you.
trust.
And I know, and gets infected to the point where he wants to murder you all, and you know that he has special Obsidian Order training. Not a good time. This is going to be filling in either an S or an A tier for me because this episode is quite scary as far as what you're up against, and I'm surprised that Garrick even came back from that. Anyone. So yeah, this is a terrifying kind of incident that I would not want to be a part of because people died. Not necessarily. I don't know if it was Garrick's fault. I don't remember the specifics around that, but yeah.
I mean, this one is very much the literal Freddy Krueger allegory, right? And it's more powerful because we know him. We don't know him, but we know him. But there's actually very few layers beyond just insane killer man who knows the station, who knows the location, right? It's very simple. That's partially why it's scary in a haunted house. It's doing nothing complicated. There's no magic. There's no powers. He has no abilities specifically. It's just you're gonna get killed. You're fighting the devil. You're gonna get killed. And I remember, and tell me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen one in a long time. Well, I watched it when I was doing a Trekyard setup, Trekyard setup. I believe he was enjoying the fact that he was letting go and he could be himself again and be cruel, and he was kind of enjoying that.
Yep. Yeah, he makes a big thing about how he has to kind of hide who he is on the station because of the soft Starfleet. Yes.
So the fact that he savors
Yeah.
the dickishness.
Yep.
And I suppose, although I don't remember in the episode, you could infer that he's playing with them by not killing them straight away. There's probably some tactic he could have used.
Mm.
Yeah. I would vote lower A on this because it does have main character syndrome. He's not going to die. And it is very simple. There's not anything grander. So it's still A, but I think there are scarier things than just if just an alien who wants to kill you in a haunted house is the scariest thing in Trek. That's an indictment on Trek that we did anything better. So I'm gonna say A, but there's got to be something scarier.
I'll say A as well, but to say that he's got main character syndrome and he can't die is not really true because Garrick wasn't in all that many. He was getting he was getting more, but he could have died easily here.
Which character of DS9 died in the main or side cast?
Well, no one.
Exactly. So you knew they weren't gonna. You knew he wasn't gonna die.
There's only like Rom or sorry, Nog and
Even get hurt. So you know he's not going. So I'm saying you know he's not going to die. Would have been amazing how they killed him in the episode. Would have been very impactful, of course, and bittersweet. Even takes Gul Dukat the entire franchise to die, you know, and he's with bloody Siska at the same time, you know, and you could probably bring back Gul Dukat as a par Wraith Demon spawn if you really wanted to.
mm-hmm.
If you know, so he probably isn't dead either. Yeah.
I guess the next one would be Best of Both Worlds, Locutus from the chat.
And they said the reveal was the call out.
Yeah, at the time, very scary. You're not sure if you're getting your captain back. You're not sure what's going to happen, if he can even be unassimilated, because that was like a total kind of takeover of his body. So yeah, that's a absolutely shocking thing to do. But now looking back, it's kind of like, oh, it's so easily undone.
Yeah.
It's what makes that scary is the fact that later he's like, oh, this is Ensign Lynch. Fuck this guy. Really? Really? You could probably fix him? Oh no, it's just not you, so it's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's scary really. It is maybe a shocking moment, so I at least to see, but it's nothing that was I mean, at the time I would have a different answer, but looking back now, it's like, it's just so easily switched off.
Yeah, and there are moments in either that episode or a different where the body horror of assimilation, the shots they choose, are really effective. I was like, oh, that's right. So that for
Well,
me,
they could have cut his arm off instead of giving him that thing that was on his hand.
which they
could have literally cut his arm off and put a thing on.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely unsettling, creepy. The way it's filmed, the way that everyone's so. I mean, that Riker can't afford to let out Jean-Luc, right? He's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to kill one of my best friends, probably, or at least try to, right? It's a motion-filled scene. It's like having a Vulcan as a villain. Like Locutus can't emote, right? So it's the fact that he's not himself anymore. So yeah, I would say C. But D, if you want to say just this moment, because I think when they stab his eye is more dramatic and his skin tone changes, that I think is more horrific.
Yes, you're right.
Personally, so in contrast,
D it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because when you can see his soul leave his body, is in that for me. So, yeah.
Les Real throws in $5 and says, "Okay, this is driving me nuts. We need an S or at least an A. TNG Best of Both Worlds Part 1, the Locutus reveal and Worf saying he is aboard."
That did not get you an S.
Did not get you an S. And that is not, if that's not enough, first contact Picard's board dream at the start. To jump scary. I mean, to see the thing moving beneath the skin and then burst out.
Cheek burster. Aliens new spin-off.
Yeah. But it's very quickly dispelled with him waking up. So it's not, it sets a tone and then immediately just destroys it. So it's a jump scare moment. I don't think it even qualifies for an A. I mean, it could barely, but I don't think so.
This is one that got me as a kid. I remember
Hmm.
jumping the first time I watched it because because it's a fake out, right? You see him in the Borg thing. He's in Lakuta's makeup, and then he's fine, and then he's not. And they very easily could have had this be a real scene because they're near the Borg, and they turned old nanoprobes off. Right? Easily could have been a real scene. It would have been horrific, right? So I believed it for those 4 seconds. It was a thing, and the effect is flawless. It's excellent. It holds up super well. Like that's not real. It's fucking amazing, right? So it's a really, really strong moment. But what's doubly interesting is that he's hearing the Borg at every point in the movie, so he does still have Borg tech in him, even if they never go into it in detail. So this is totally a possible thing that can happen. You know, they're back, and it's a really horrible moment for sure. I wonder what Patrick thought when he saw it for the first time. It's probably concept art, like a storyboard, I would assume, because it's a CG shot. Hmm. I don't know.
Oh no,
I would give this at least a B. I think it's
I think B's good.
pretty darn strong moment. And it is a surprise. It's a proper surprise. You're lulled into full sense of, oh, you're gone.
No S's yet.
I said B, not C.
Oh, sorry.
Which it's very similar to the actually very similar to the TNG moment, the right, the
Yeah.
sheets, just short, sharp shock that's more visceral, and then longer, scarier, slower. Very similar.
But Classic Real says another one. We'll go back to this super chats in just a second, but Voyager Scorpion Part 1, the giant pile of dismembered Borg bodies. If that isn't S tier, then the entire franchise has no S tier moments. S tier horror moments. I mean, it's just a visual. It's sure HR Geigery, I guess. Body parts
Mm.
everywhere. Um, again, I we didn't see these bodies be dismembered to be put up here. That might have been more terrifying. It's
Mm.
scary, sure, but it's going to get no more than an A. It's not going to get an S tier. There's no way.
Mm.
Um, I think there are scarier things,
Mm.
but I don't know. I'm kind of losing the concept of scary at this point, just because whether or not we've been talking, because none of these are hitting me at all. So yeah,
It is
I don't
tricky.
even remember this. I don't even remember this in the fucking episode. So
Really? Oh, is it all the trailers? All the teasers? Because
sure,
this was a
yeah.
really expensive thing. Because this was actually a model they made, which they filmed on blue screen. That's why the fidelity is really high for
Mm.
CG at the time. That's why it holds up super well, because it's just they made it. It's just physical. And so you imagine all the artistry of like having to manually build, assemble, and then there's a lot of work went into this. And yeah, it's a symbol, which is why it's on the trailers, right? If the Borg were the ultimate foe, and this new foe was so powerful and malicious that it could destroy a boat ton of Borg, and not and be in a fine enough situation to then put them in this situation, because often, yes, I got a good hit on them, but then they fight back. So they're clearly so defeated here that they could be made a mockery of. And why would an 8472 do this, right? If not a symbol to other Borg for the Queen to see through. There's a lot of psychology
Hmm.
going on here. And you can imagine, I think Kim sees this as the cutaway. Biggest, baddest threat. And there's a whole list. Fuck! Right? So I'd say it's a B just for respect for what it meant at the time. And it was in the trailers, and it's a really good effect. So yeah, it's a really good visual because it's just a really strong visual.
Hmm.
And like always with sentient beings, if you want to get morbid, you could say they're all still living, and if all seven like that would make it worse, right? If it was a CG effect and they were all still moving like one hand, and you're thinking, God damn, they're all still functioning and yet forced together. Oh, that's not what happened, but that would be much
Hmm.
worse.
Just like the flesh mobs from Helldivers.
Mm. Ooh, Taylor.
So you said B, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
It means a lot because this is a very specific moment, so it also means a lot of stuff as well. Versus just what it is.
All right. So it looks like we are back to the super chats now.
Still no S's. Oh dear.
All right.
You're trying. You're trying, guys. You are trying.
Solaris, the long hauler rail fan, $5. Hey guys, I would assume that waste management can be a nightmare depending on what's living in it.
Yeah, probably.
Sure. Yeah. A waste management on a ship is just things being rematerialized or dematerialized.
Mm.
So
And I put in the TMP one for that because it's still 5. You know, want to give him a shout because that's a famous moment, right?
Yeah, with horrific screams as well. It's like that was the worst part for me was the sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never got to see what came out the other side, which would have been, and it exploded.
I wonder if that was.
Him.
I wonder if that was actually inspiration for that line.
It was. Yes, it was.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I did. I just guessed it, but that makes sense.
Yeah. To see them distorting and stuff like the screams and the way they kind of have a filter where their face kind of distorts. It's very effective, and yeah, kind of scary. Especially if you're already afraid of the idea of a transporter.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, great point. Yeah.
I mean, the first time seeing the new transporter effect as well, so it's like,
oh yeah,
it's a weird link. It's a weird link too. Oh, look me trans. Oh no. Well,
yeah.
yeah, I think if we would have saw the results of what came of these two individuals, it would have been a lot worse. But it's definitely up there. I think it's probably at least a B for me.
Yeah, this one's tricky because it's definitely 80s horror. You know, and I think they're being smart with all they could and couldn't show. Turns out they can't really show anything. Although it's interesting then to see the effects because you can find the version you can find the effects they did before. And it's not very nice, of course. But yeah, the fact they said oh god, what's his name? Sunak? No. Stone.
Commander Sonak.
Sonak. Oh, so close. The fact they said they didn't live long when they were living when they beamed in that's like,
yes,
that's horrible. And the fact that I don't remember why, maybe you said this recently, but it's Kirk that caused the people in the engine room to change their repair, what they're doing, and not fix it. Had he not gone in and changed what they were doing, they might have fixed it in those minutes and then saved them. So Kirk might actively be responsible for their deaths because they hadn't fixed it, because they would literally, what they were doing when he walked in was a transporter. So it's
it wasn't me that said that, but yeah,
it is literally a bad decision from the first second. Yeah, it's the sound that gets it, and I mean, it would have been worse had we known the people. We met him.
Kind of know Sonak.
We met him. Kind of had 2 scenes with him. Yeah. Like, had he, I mean, it would have ruined this otherwise scene, but had he gone with him to the Enterprise in the fly around, and then he was then sent back to do something else, like, like 2 scenes. But yeah, I mean, for the time, this is properly, and it's so out of place in the film. And you could cut it. You could entirely cut the scene and actually improve the pace in the film, but it gives you a sense of stakes that are like, we can do this. And they do kill Aliyah, right? There is, and they sort of kill Deck at the end. What was your what was your ranking?
I said probably a B.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a B. It's a B that if you were in this, I think if you were in the cinema as a kid, this would be an A for you. Because the sound and the hauntingness of the 10 seconds after are fucking brutal. Right? So I can understand why I'd say it was no.
All right. Moving on.
Sasaguru, episode, please. Just who's Gamble? That'd also help.
Gamble is from Strange New Worlds.
That'd be why.
No, I boy.
That'd be why. Thank you.
I just told you that Gamble was his name yesterday or the day before.
Yep.
I can't remember. Anyway, it's fine. Mark Lawrence, $5. Now, I'm just imagining Cisco and Ducat coming back together, laughing and chatting because they have had thousands of years to work out their issues. Oh yeah, Far Wraith and as a wormhole alien. Yeah.
Well, in fairness, it wasn't Ducat at the end. It was Par Wraith Man. I'm pretty sure Ducat would be like, that wasn't worth it. I I
Yeah.
I regret becoming a host for Par Wraith. And for him, Stuart, I put the Voyager Science one for his 5.
Okay. Being experimented on by aliens you can't see.
Mm-hmm. And this is a good moment. This
Yeah.
is like the biggest, like, oh god, they're everywhere moment.
Yeah. And shit sticking out of your face. Yeah, this is awful. When you
Mm-hmm.
see just how many of them there are and the experiments they have going on with people. Um, it's a legit scary moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And do you know how I found
hmm,
this, Stuart?
how?
I googled Star Trek scariest moments.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. They're
Um,
right.
yeah. It's actually pretty high for me too, this one. I think this one would
Uh-huh.
probably get an A at least from me. Um, just because of, what if you have a headache, man? How do you know that there's not somebody right in front of you with things sticking through your head? You don't know. What when you get insomnia at night, you can't sleep for like a week. What's going on there?
They're always near you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this I
So
think's very successful actually.
yeah.
It's both body horror, psychological horror, loss of personal freedoms, personal space, because they're obviously like they're doing something special if that tech on the line is not, she can't feel it on her. Like they're nulling the sense of feel. So what else can they be doing? You know, could they be literally giving you cutting out your liver? Like at the same time you wouldn't fit. Yes, probably, right? They're that wonderfully advanced. And yeah, the whole episode is great. It's a very effective episode. Yeah, this is definitely actually very strong. At this moment, like you said, is just like, ugh. And the fact they don't care, these aliens, right? We are just meatsicles to them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you were there. Useful experiments. Yeah, I would say it's actually an A. I would vote A because it symbolizes a lot of negative things. And it's a good episode as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's real shit. No, but Ed, you're welcome. I mean, some put a 5, but not for that episode particular.
All right. The Bad Trojan, $5. Voyager faces Pete Durst. Face on a Vidian. Cool. Yeah, that's very disturbing.
Yep, that's great makeup. It's really
Yeah, it
freaking
is.
good. Because if I recall correctly, it was one actor, and it's not as if they gave the first actor a fake face. They just brought the Starfleet actor into the video makeup
Yeah.
because that's a lot easier than creating a fake face. Because it's so damn successful. Like,
Yeah.
how do you do under the guy's face? Because it always makes more sense they'd have had the first actor and put a CG and put a face mask of the second actor on him, so have the depth. But then it would look faker than that. But you can see in his face, but it's a real face. I'm not sure why it
Yeah.
changes like voice box though, but that's every film. Every film and TV, like Face Off, is a little chip, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is great. This is a really strong moment. It makes a like a not good episode in terms of horror even worse. And the fact that he's so pleased with himself. This is such an obvious thing that in his world, oh, you think that model's attractive? Let me just become him. And this is the equivalent. It's like,
So the question is it an S or an A? Because it's one of them.
it's at least an A
Yeah.
because it's freaking horrible. And that makeup holds up so well.
Yep.
I think it's creepier than Garrick, but Garrick is more.
He's menacing.
Yeah, exactly. But
He's
then
got more of a terror vibe.
yeah, but then the mind talk, the psychological element of the Voyage is much stronger than 2. So I think they're all probably A for very different reasons. Yeah, very very different 3. Yeah, wow.
I knew there would be a little one I could slide in that slot.
Oh God, interesting. Interesting.
Okay. Moving right
Ooh,
along.
Solaris, nice, 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 nice.
Taylor T, $5.
Thanks
Joining the
much.
chat late. The scene where the board queen takes 7 of 9 to assimilate species 10026 and screams in the background. The screams in the background haunt me.
I specifically did the Nine Pro moment because it was a very direct moment, but yeah, a lot of audio in that scene. This was in Do you remember the scene in episode?
I do not.
So this
I
is the
gotta say, I'm sorry.
2-part Dark Frontier where she willingly lets herself go back, and then she works with it. It's really kind of crazy. And you see the Queen's perspective as they go after other planets, and you see the Diamond episode where they get to go on the Diamond and go to a planet, and she's there to help them be more efficient with assimilating, and then from the ground level, she's like, "Oh yeah, I've got to watch these people be assimilated because that's my job here because I've agreed to stay here." And then you just see it from a visceral point of view, and she ends up letting them escape, trying to, but then the Queen obviously detects that, and then she literally begs the Queen to let like one ship go, and so after an entire whole planet got assimilated, which she helped with kind of, one ship survives, and it's like that was our victory for the episode.
Okay, that sounds pretty horrifying.
I would also personally say the moment when she sees her dad as a Borg reveal, and it's like he's like bloated and stretched, is a pretty.
Okay, don't remember that.
Because the whole episode is like, remember these flashbacks when your dad was young and you're with him and you're a baby? Now he's here in the same room the entire time. Here he is, and he's my plaything. He doesn't say anything because he's a Borg. It's like, oh God, he's been a zombie for the whole. Oh God, he's been right here. The great, horrible moment. Great reveal.
So is it an S?
No, this isn't. But the episode has.
Oh.
No. But I agree. They've really played well with the building up, because what would turn. I mean, you understand why Seven would do this, but she's this fragile alliance with the Queen of like her trusting you, and the fact that she betrays that to do this and then gets ruined again. Yeah, you've never seen a simulation like this, and it's pretty horrible. I'd say it's easily a B for like, oh, this is sucks, because it's creepy, it's unnerving. You feel helpless, but you have a bit of hope, but the hope's dashed. Yeah.
Dashed, you say?
Yeah, it's a really good sequence. I mean,
Okay,
those sets are
really
just fantastic, right? The Voyager Borg sets are great.
I can't contribute much to that one, unfortunately, because I don't really remember that well. So, yeah, it sounds pretty horrific. So,
Yes, it's the Raven episode where the dad like has his anti-Borg thing. It's really very, very clever 2-parter, but it's sort of forgotten about because it's so dense with stuff. Like it's a really
okay.
really nice episode.
Solaris, the long hauler rail fan, $5.
Thanks
The
much.
Borg blob reminds me of the game Dead Space.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. At least the first game. I played a little the second, but not much. So
Did you put one in for that one then, or?
Maybe. I don't know. Is there anything there that you want to put in? And there's a couple there that are extra. Welcome to put one in.
Well, I'll bring in this one because it's like the first one I think of usually. TOS Charlie X. No face just because he's being an asshole. And she was laughing, and he erases her face. She comes around the corner, and as it's always stuck with me because I'm like, does she live? Like, how does she breathe? Is she just going to suffocate and pass out and die, or will Charlie X bring her back when I don't know what
Can
happened
he
to her?
even?
Right? Like, and it's such a good effect too of whatever they did to the face, because she comes around the corner and they get a close up too. Like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty terrifying not to have a face or not to know whether this person lives or dies. So yeah, it's one that's really stuck with me. But again, I saw this when I was really young, and something about it just is very unnerving. So
I mean, I assume it's
yeah,
a face mask.
it's probably just nylon, but
Yeah,
the way it looks, it's really well done.
yeah, it's really well skin skin matched, balanced, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the simple creep, which also is Charlie. There's a very similar visual in Doctor Who, so it hasn't got quite the same effect because, but that neither here nor there. There's an episode where this is a creature sort of not, I'm not saying it correctly, but it eats your life force and it represents that by eating your face. So it's very, very similar, but with a bit more CG and a bit more. There's a scene where you start the scene and you're in one place, and by the end, the family you've met in the first scene, you then meet again, all with their faces gone. It's like, oh, we just knew them like 6 minutes ago, and it's like, oh god, this sucks. So that's quite similar. Yeah, I mean, I would say at least a C. It's strong. It's strong body horror while being very simple, but that's effective, right? No shade on that. I would assume she lived.
Never find out. So might be one of the novels. I remember not having a face once. Oh, okay. Don't know.
Ugh. I mean, the counselling that McCoy did. Although, don't go to Counsellor Mbenga because he's done some shit. Don't let him be your counsellor.
Yes. All right. Next up, we've got Sesagura 2005 euros.
Thanks
the
much.
first signs. The first signs that Gamble was possessed by the demon in sickbay.
Yes. I went for a different moment just because this is,
yeah.
I think worse.
Or he reaches through the force field and kills the security officer.
Well, no, because he taunts him with knowing his like mum's name.
Yeah.
He's like, your mum, she's doing fine. What? Yes, she misses you. Come in, I'm gonna kill you. That's just me.
Wow.
That's a good moment. That's a good moment.
Yeah, I mean, I still had hope that they'd be able to fix him. I love that they started to try to regenerate the eyes. They couldn't. Yes, he's possessed, but I mean, it's Star Trek. People get possessed all the time, and you know, but no, ends up in his death, which is shocking for sure. But those first moments, like, are a little creepy. Seeing him without eyes is kind of disconcerting. So yeah, I think it's an all right scary moment, but eh.
Well, yeah, it's body horror, creepy, dangerous, and Freddy Krueger. But it's in a brightly lit, sleek room. He's in a white jacket and his hair's immaculate. Right? He's too pretty. You know what I mean? I think you should still get a C though. I think it's very effective. Had you just had oh gosh, had done the Fury with Kess, him like, they bring darkness and then just sparks and darkness and there's strobes. I'm like, oh shit, and then like if in his eyeball holes there'd been like a little red glow, not much. So as he walks past, you see there's little lights going, yeah. It's like fucking like you could have made it a true horror, but I think it's still a good moment.
Yeah, very effective for sure.
Yeah, I mean the others was still great. All credit to them for very effective. Very effective.
Right, Solaris, the long hauler rail fan, $5. What about when the Borg Queen first appeared in Star Trek and all she was a head and spinal cord? I didn't think that was scary at all. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't get an ick or a horror factor vibe from this. This is just like very awesome visual. I'm sure some people think it's kind of horrific or scary, I guess, but considering it's not, I mean, the spine and the skull are basically just mechanical, right? It doesn't have much of an organic vibe to it, except for when the hooks like grab the skin and pull tight.
And that's like 1.3 seconds, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, I didn't find this horror, like, this would not have come up in if you had asked me about a horror moment in Star Trek personally. So yeah, it's not going to be high on my list, I'm sorry to say. Might even be an F.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is one where when you know that she's a ribbit.
A ribbit?
That does change the body horror into being, it's a not real body. and the horror is intentional, right? It's you know, this is the point of her, right? But I do think it still counts body horror. It is grotesque. Um, the skin has always been blah, right? The way it looks, blah, it's not great. I, I assume you would. I assume you would vote that the moment at the end, which is just a head skeleton, is more scary because you kind of know this. No.
Nah,
Oh, okay.
that
So
would be less scary than this.
really, yeah, because I would think
Yeah.
the skin going off her bones, or metal bones, and then the other, it's still a fully sentient creature, and it's like that's, you know, picturing revenge, and it snaps the whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
this scene, these scenes also have kind of a haunted house vibe to them with the lighting. The way they have engineering lit is just kind of,
but also it's such an impressive little CG scene in that it's a real lady with a blue suit in a real body from a different take with a composited and tracked and then morphing between two clips, and it's really good. You can see it if you look very closely, but it's very effective. It's all cranes and motion tracked, and she walks like it's for me it's a technical achievement scene, not scary.
yeah,
uh
yeah.
but I think we should get at least a D just because it is similar in this body horror wise to a few of those things. Like it feels like it's definitely not an F because it's like
No, yeah, okay,
but it's so intriguing.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, gross is horror. Potentially, would you say then that her dismemberment in Endgame is more scary because it's like they like blech, and it's just like cruel and 'cause
Maybe, yeah,
that's pretty because it's very visceral, right? That's pretty like oh
yeah,
yeah yeah.
yeah. Alrighty, let's see.
So I put in one that for someone who submits but doesn't.
I saw it,
Yeah.
but we're
Yeah.
winding down here.
Hmm.
So, the Bad Trojan, though, $5. The Gorn, digesting people alive. Strange New World season 3, episode 1, and this is such a great image you got.
Yeah. It's definitely a blink and you miss it kind of moment, which they put work into for that face.
Yeah, it's kind of again, it's they kind of stole it from Aliens, because the in Aliens you get the Marines encased in this stuff too, right? Waiting for the chest bursters to come out. So a little bit different process, but and this visual is horrific to see the skin melted away. We do get more of this later with Ortigas with her fingers gets dissolved and whatnot, but yep, that's a pretty scary image. And again, do you go in live? Yes, you do. We find that out later. And luckily, La'an wakes up. We're not going to get into that.
Well, it's less scary in that they are at least unconscious. So you're not being eaten alive, because that'd be beyond horrible, right? But the fact that his eyes are open is a bit more. Well, I wonder if gravity worked because he couldn't keep his eyelids open when his nervous system.
Well, the skin's
stopped.
gone, so the eyelids would be gone
Oh
too.
yeah,
'Cause
fair.
skin.
Oh gosh, science in me there, Jesus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In terms of things, it's not a scary moment at all because it's just played purely for the brutal reality of we're in a fucked situation, right? If you break it down, yes, being live digested by a ship to fuel, and it's a very horrible look. It'd be
Mhm.
worse. It would be a proper horror moment though if it started moving and said "help me" and then Laan had to shoot it.
Yes.
There and that was like imagine the whole scene playing and right at the end, what's that? And then that would have been like fuck as a big twist. Didn't happen. Thankfully, they've been horrible. Right, what are you thinking? Because it's disgusting, but is it scary?
Not scary, um, but it is visually disturbing.
Literally body horror.
Yeah.
Got to at least be a D, right?
Looking
Respect
at
for
this
what it
chart here.
meant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a D is probably acceptable.
But had he
Great.
moved and said
Yeah.
anything, it probably would have been an A, I think, for me. For
Yeah.
like just what it meant. Ugh.
And fantastic visual though, like really
Ugh.
good.
Yeah.
All right, Solaris, the long hauler railfan, $5. Don't forget the Omega Directive.
Yeah, that's not this. I don't think that's gonna count, Stuart. So I'd rather throw in a scary one from Voyager, because the Mega Directive is just them being
Okay.
overridden and saying,
Yeah.
"Oh no, we might get blowed up." I would call that an F. However, if you recall this moment, Stuart, as we're nearing the end, as you said, this is the moment with the hologram on the ship, who's played by a very well-known character actor, sort of grey makeup, and it is literally a Freddy Krueger haunted house, but also a hologram that can go inside and eat, destroy you from the inside out. And he's a phenomenal performance. He's properly creepy, horrible in this episode, and they barely win. And he's like, organics are dirty. You make my wonderfully clean space dirty because you have, a body.
Mm.
Really good.
Skin flakes, dust.
Breathing, air. Yeah, this is a really horror episode. This is very effective. Had it been later in Voyager, it would have been more, but they're really going hard for early Voyager. And this always got me as a kid, because he's a really strong character actor for this. He's just unnerved, crazy, creepy. And the fact that the Doctor keeps trying but he's a hologram, he's fine. Dude, he's a serial killer. And he'll kill you. He's real weird. And B'Elanna basically is dying here. Like, she wins just by the skin of the hollow teeth.
So, is it our first S tier, Sam? No, it's not.
Yeah. No, I'd say B, just for all the layers of build-up, because it's after a very specific build-up scene, and that is this scene, right? That's the moment of this scene, and then she barely lives. Because also, I believe this comes the fake out as well, and she thinks she wins, and then he comes back because fucking different holo projector. It's fine, but yeah, I'd say it's a strong moment in a strong horror episode. Yeah. So sorry for the no Omega, but I don't think that'd be an F, because it's not horror. Yeah. It's just blow up particle.
Well, let's bring in an actual S to close out, because there's no other. Threshold.
Also Googled this one, yeah.
Basically, body dissolving, tongue falling out. You're changing into something else. You don't know what. It's pretty. Makeup is good in it. This story's good. 2/3 of it.
2/3 of it.
And yeah, the visuals, the makeup are fantastic. Him with his tongue falling out is disgusting, and quite concerning. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever hit your fingernail to the point where it becomes black and then your fingernail peels off or whatever. But having parts of your body kind of come off like that, not so great. And the visuals again are fantastic, very scary. And then they turn into salamanders, which totally just nullifies any horror suspense that there was. But we don't talk about that. Threshold's a good episode. Bite me.
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to throw this in because this is a really strong body horror. And the fact that Duncan McNeil can act through, because if I recall, they had paint everything in his mouth to be black, and he had to obviously pull his tongue somewhere to create the effect of a void. So it's like a disgusting taste and sensation. It's all coated. So he's like, because look, teeth, it's all gone, right? Yeah, really good episode. It obviously works really well because he's lead character. We like him, and it's iterative, right? You feel his go into madness, and the fact that he begs to go back. I mean, it's absolutely not Oscar winning, but if this is a feature film, horror film, he'd get at least some giant kudos for this.
Problem is,
yeah,
I think it's just an A.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. It's horrible. It's creepy. It's scary. And this I think is kind of the reverse. I commented earlier about I guess 3 ago with Gamble. The brightness doesn't help that, but the fact that Paris is in broad daylight, the equivalent, shows you the gruesomeness of his makeup and his body disintegrating. Like, that is a bet. If he was in dark, he would just like a random alien.
Mhm.
You know, the fact that you can see it is horrifying.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, that's it, guys, for us today. And
Oof.
happy Halloween, everyone.
Can I suggest something,
But no,
Stuart?
no S tier. What?
I think we should move everything in A to S out of respect to the formula, because I think they are all very strong elements.
Perfect. Got a lot of S's, no A's. Oh, I got an A. Feklar. Bleh. And
Ah.
stretchy McStretch your face.
Oh, that was a good moment. Oh, that was good. That was a yeah. That would have been probably a B for me, because it's like, oh, we actually killed the main character,
Yeah.
and you linger, and like, did he die? Is he living? Can the body deal with? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Join
Woo!
us tomorrow. Join him tomorrow. I will be otherwise occupied. But join him tomorrow for a live. And then enjoy your Halloween, everybody.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us this week and having some fun.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, a lot of interesting answers we found this week. And thank you all for being here the hour earlier. I know we're mostly American Canadian, but obviously everyone on the English or European side, thanks for still being here, because same names. We appreciate you. Next week, I believe, back to the same schedule, which helps, because kind of hard to go forward an hour. Yeah, forward an hour. But yeah, tune in tomorrow for AI-based horror. So if you want to even take one of these, because we can input images, so like take a moment like this and then have it do something even more scary, or crossovers, or simple things, and that would be a great 2-for-1 kind of thing, because we just have fun looking at the images, discussing. AI made using both ChatGPT and Gemini AI, so we've got both. They do different things slightly, and we'll have some fun creating some. It wouldn't probably let me do like properly horror, but you know, Freddy Krueger goes to IHOP. I know, like right, fun horror as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, I didn't do the thumbnail one. Ha! Jump in the thumbnail one. Typical. Typical.
Typical.
Till then, he's got to Foley.
Yeah, I am Captain Foley. He's Commander Dawkins, and we'll see.